Here we are, Team Lotus Cares Podcast, episode 46.
Yes, today we had Daniel Noworatsky with Grandstream.
Yes, Boston technology company. We've used their handsets, distributor handsets for years and years and years. Great product, they're durable, wireless, Wi-Fi handsets, and then desk phones as well. But they now have gotten into networking, and they're doing it with a twist. No licensing required for networking products with cloud management.
So listen in, because not only are they going to be talking about the seamless solution that they have, but also the end user experience, whether you be a client or a tech.
Yes.
So, and they have been kind of putting their finger on the pulse too in the cybersecurity space. So,
Absolutely. Yeah, they're really focused on cybersecurity in making these products and developing them in the software. And they're going to be at the Orlando Small Business Tech Day in person. So if you're able to get an in-person invite, we'd love to have you there. All you need to do is sign up. You can attend virtually or in person, and it's orlandotechday.com.
that's right. And come meet our platinum sponsor.
Absolutely. All right, here's Daniel. Joining us from representing Grandstream, which is one of the sponsors of our Orlando Small Business Tech Day, and appreciate you stopping by. We have used your product and loved your product for years. We've tried a lot of different phones, but we really have fell in love with the Grandstream product.
Yeah, I think that but we started bringing this forward as a solution when we did VoIP, and like Curtis said, we're trying out so many different solutions to see what's the best fit for the end user experience, right? Making sure that it gave them all the features that they were looking for to make everything seamless, multi-site, reception, conference, so many, and now in today's world, the video is like really huge. So, but I think that kind of like from my perspective, the end user and our owners that we interact with, it's just, they love it. It just hits every single area that they're looking for as far as small business is concerned.
Yeah, that's the unique play with Grandstream is we're a one-stop shop manufacturer playing in IP video, voice, data, security, conferencing, and more. So we really do pride ourselves in having a one-stop shop for all your IP needs.
Yeah. We mentioned about when we've worked with a lot of different VoIP devices. I actually collected a bunch of them, put them on a table in my our small lab, and tested various scenarios, and really found the Grandstream to be even prior to the central management, the easiest to provision, manage remotely. Now you have the GDMS, which allows us to do zero-touch provisioning of phones. We just ship somebody a phone, and we can take care of everything remotely. We can change extensions. We can reboot the phone. The user never even has to interact with the device at all.
Yeah, absolutely. The GDMS has been a game changer for Grandstream to be able to have not just the pre-provisioning, remote provisioning, but full configuration control to run diagnostics on the phones. And even more so, it's even more than the phones. You can do this with the ATAs and the gateways. So any of those IP devices that you're putting on the network, GDMS is a great tool to utilize to fully support that end customer.
Yeah, I almost forget about the ATAs, because generally you set them up, you put them behind a fax machine,
That's
you
right.
never see them again. But we actually have a retirement community that is using the rack-mounted, I believe, 24-port ATAs. And it was a great solution for somebody who had analog phone lines that were installed in the 80s underground in a large campus. We were able to bring them into the VoIP age, but still use those analog phone lines and the analog phones. And the end users, the residents, have no idea that we've switched them over to VoIP. It just sounds like the regular phone they've used their entire time they've been there.
Yeah, I think they really enjoyed the handsets. It made their lives a lot easier across the whole entire campus.
Yeah, and it's great to have that one manufacturer that you can put in the SIP handsets or Curtis, like you said, put in the gateways or those single ATAs. You can protect that analog communication investment that's already out there in some of these living facilities. But you can also create that high quality, manageable IP telephony hybrid solution. And the great part is, like we said with GDMS, you can integrate the analog phones and still have that remote capability.
You've expanded it deeper into the IT or IP device field beyond just telephones. There's conference bridges, conference systems for conference rooms. Tell a little bit about those and how they can integrate with current systems that folks may be using for video communication.
Sure. So the business conferencing solution from Grandstream allows you to take meetings and collaboration to the next level with video and audio conferencing solutions. Our portfolio has face-to-face visual communications that are productivity driving the audio conferencing solutions. And so with Grandstream's IP video talk solution, that allows you to take the software embedded with the hardware, or you could take it completely separate and just run it in a web app. So allows you to really pull everything together in that full conferencing solution where you want audio and video, or you can run them separately.
Fantastic. And also you've gotten into networking as well.
Yeah, so networking is probably the fastest growing segment of the portfolio right now. So anything from PoE switches that are relatively new with the portfolio into the routers and Wi-Fi. So we are on Wi-Fi 6, access points, and outdoor bridges. So anything to help bridge the gap between buildings or give a full solution internally. And these are anywhere from 2x2 MIMO, 3x3 MIMO. Hundreds of devices could register to one access point, and then again, all those access points registering back to that PoE switch, which is again GDMS manageable, and then the network devices GWN Cloud is kind of the alternative to GDMS, and that allows you to manage all of those Wi-Fi and router products on GWN Cloud.
Do you host that product, the AP management system?
Right. So GWN.Cloud is a Grandstream hosted management system, so you can access all the networking equipment remotely, configure those, provision those. So it's, again, very similar to what everybody's come to know and love with GDMS, but now this is just on the networking side.
So we know that other manufacturers either make you spin up your own platform for remote management, and then there are other firms that charge a annual licensing fee to use their controlling platform. How does it work with Grandstream?
I think that's the one thing that our feedback has been positive. On the networking side, on the IP phones, analog side, we don't have any fees. We don't charge for any of that remote management, and it is all cloud hosted. You don't have to spin up your own server. You don't have to install drivers. The fun part when you get into the networking, they even have in each router and in each access point their own local management, so you could manage all the devices locally. So you can have that built into the device, or you can take advantage of the GWN Cloud hosted application.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I can't think of other solutions that have both the local and the remote like that.
Definitely not for free.
No, definitely not for
That's a
free.
big component. I think, from since we started experiencing the Grandstream products, I don't know, the last 7-8 years, it's just it's gotten better and better with the solutions and the features so it's going from like the end user experience all the way to our techs and engineers, and so we're glad that we made that move years ago.
And I can be honest with you, Dan, when we first tested GDMS, I believe we were still maybe at a beta level. I thought, man, this is great. I wonder what they're going to charge.
Yeah.
Because it's so great. So it's fantastic to be able to roll that into the price.
Yeah, there's really two solutions that Grandstream does charge on the software side, and one is what I mentioned earlier, IP Video Talk, to have that video platform. It is a very cost efficient platform, but they do have a charge there for that. And the only other one is when we start talking about the IP PBX, the asterisk based PBX.
Yes.
We have a plan there that has to charge, but everything else that you get is free. Every other piece of software that Grandstream puts out is free. You know, they even develop their own soft phone for people to use to integrate fully into the IPPBX and to work seamlessly with those IP phones. That's a free download. Even the tools that we give you to help you monitor and support that network, like our IP discovery tool and our GWN discovery tool, it'll locate every Grandstream device that's on your network so that you can find it quickly, program it quickly. All these tools are free, and they're right at the fingertips. They're just right at the Grandstream's website.
Fantastic. What's on the roadmap for Grandstream?
Networking is going to continue to be a big push. With networking, we're looking at security and trying to bridge the gap of what's out there in the world of routers and firewalls and some of that common core structure. So that's going to be a big play moving forward. And I think we're also looking at some of the door entry facility management, some of those devices as we continue to bridge the gap of the need for cameras and remote entry to facilities. So those are some of the things that we'll keep pushing. And we're still playing big in the IP voice space. So you're still going to see new phones. Right now, the big play on the phone side is the DECT and the Wi-Fi phones. Right now, Wi-Fi has started to overtake the sales of DECT phones, and so there's going to be a lot more Wi-Fi cordless phones that are going to come out in the next couple of months.
Yeah, the DECT phones are more along the lines of probably the wireless phone you bought for your house at Walmart 15 years ago. A little older technology, but the Wi-Fi phones are really taking hold. Customers love them.
Yes.
If they have a great Wi-Fi network, then the phones work great everywhere on their property.
That's right. As the Wi-Fi networks have been replaced across the country, and people are getting better and better Wi-Fi networks, the need for wireless phones that are on that Wi-Fi network has grown. Case in point is especially when everybody went to work from home. Everybody was wanting a Wi-Fi desk phone or a Wi-Fi cordless phone to work from home. And so we're seeing that trend build back into the workplace as people are transitioning back to the office.
Yeah, and we have a, let's see, I think we probably brought them on a year and a half ago, a RV repair shop. They use it on the floor, so in a repair shop, heavens knows what that poor phone sees. But we've never gotten a call or a complaint. It works flawlessly.
You bet. So some of the new wireless phones, we're going to see a little bit more compact design, more the size of a cell phone, real slim design, fit in the pocket kind of a design,
Nice.
more of a rugged approach as well. So we've got a couple of new Wi-Fi cordless phones coming down the road.
Fantastic. Well, great. We look forward to continuing to use and deploy the product, and the support's been fantastic. We have, we've run into, especially you're deploying some of these, like those RG ATAs, had a lot of questions about that first time we put one of those in, and the support was flawless. It was fantastic from Grandstream, so can't complain about that either.
Great. Well, we appreciate hearing that feedback too. We look at our support ticketing site as one of the top in the industry. We always want to make sure that there's nothing wrong with the product, so we really do some very in-depth troubleshooting before we claim that there's a hardware defect. But 9 times out of 10, we can usually fix it with some configuration changes, maybe even a firmware change.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, good deal. I appreciate you joining us, and understand you're going to be with us at the Orlando Small Business Tech
We
Day.
are. We're looking forward to being there in November, just a few weeks from now.
Exactly. Yes. I mean, it's been a privilege to be working with you. Grandstream being our platinum sponsor for the event, bringing some cybersecurity products and solutions, and most of all, education. Just the small business owners and mid-sized owners are really looking for what's happening in our environment, and we're happy to be working with you. Bringing this
Thanks,
forward.
Maria. We are too. I would say come, bring questions. We'll have a couple of products there to get your hands on and look at and get to touch and really just bring the questions. And I think that's where you hit it. Knowledge is going to be key here. We want to answer any questions that anyone has. So I look forward to meeting and talking with all of you.
That was Daniel with Grandstream, a Boston technology company that has been in the voice over IP space, moving into networking, and they have a lot of cool stuff on the roadmap as well. I'm sure he'll be talking about that when he's at the Orlando Small Business Tech Day.
Yes, there's a reason why there are our platinum sponsors. Come meet them, register, and that's going to extend you an invitation to the in-person watch party. It's going to be fun. There's going to be food, and there will be happy hour.
And yep, happy hour with drinks and some surprises. So we're looking forward to it and hope you can be there. OrlandoTechDay.com is where you go sign up.
See you soon.
Thank you.